I really need to catch you guys up. I've pretty much finished the roll cage. I don't have doors made yet, but the roll cage is done. And I started I put the pitman arm on my steering stem, and then I found out that it had some play in it, so I put another reinforcement pivot on top of the steering stem. So that completed the steering stem attachment. This is my rack and pinion. I got the drag link made for it. This is all that consists of the rack and pinion steering mount. And I have started on my steering column. These are the two pivot brackets for my tilt wheel. And I mounted in two rails for the steering column. You're looking at it upside down, but this will look a lot better once I get some more of it assembled. I've got it. I haven't put it all together yet because I have to make the bracket for my to set my pedals on my two brake pedals, and I haven't even started building my accelerator pedal yet. So here we go. This is the bracket for my pedals. It's 2 1/8 on center, and there's that much offset on the bottom. So let me get this thing clamped in place and or welded, and then I'll show you where it sits underneath the steering column. Okay, these are the mounts for the pedals. I use the handles, of course. I'll make aluminum pedals that go on here. This one will be mounted rigid, and there'll be a pedal on each one, but this pedal goes under this one. That way when I push both of them down, this is my park brake. Push it down with my foot and reach down with my other toe and lock this, and that locks all 4 tires, brakes. That's before, on all the other vehicles I've done, that's been my only source of brakes, and it works really well because once you lock all 4 brakes up, this thing don't move. This has park, but I always wondered what would happen if you're at super steep hill. You put it in park, you shut it off, you start it. How do you get it out of park? Because that thing's going to be locked in tight. I like this better. Probably end up using both, but I'll definitely set this first because it's been tried and true. Alright, I'm going to start some reassembly here. Some reassembly, because I still got to get back in here to mount, or I got to fabricate my accelerator pedal. So let's get started on that. Starting in on my accelerator pedal. This is what I've got so far. That's going to set in there like that. The pedal's going to extend down here. Pivot about right there. I'll leave about 2.5 to 3 inches above, and then you'll see here I'm going to come up with a piece of handlebar material. I'll slide the actual thumb throttle onto there, and then I'll run a cable from the thumb throttle over to the pedal and try to get a nice big fat return spring on that pedal, because that pedal is going to be about 18 inches long, 16 inches long, something like that. I don't have a piece of aluminum here today, but I think I'm going to go ahead and fab up a steel one, and then if I can get a piece of 1-inch square aluminum, I think I'll make it out of aluminum, because that's what I did on the 750. That's my accelerator pedal right there. I like it so my whole entire foot comes into contact with this thing. It's the skinny pedal. It's just a long, long skinny pedal. I don't know if you can make out. Yeah, you can't really see the return spring, and then there's the cable coming through. That's what I'm working on right now. Let me finish this up and get it welded in place, and I'll show you. Okay, there is accelerator pedal, and I probably won't use this. I'll probably trade this in for a piece of aluminum. That's why I didn't bend the sweep or anything on it, because I like to put a nice big sweep on the bottom of those. Where's my... If I can find my thumb throttle. Okay, here we go. See if I can burn myself, because that shit's still hot. Okay, there, thumb throttle's in place. Now, there'll be a cable that runs from the thumb throttle over to the side of this pedal. But, like I said today, that's going to get traded out for a piece of aluminum. But the bracket is in. So, I'm going to cut this off here and reassemble everything. That's my accelerator pedal. And I can tell you, I don't go from here to here. I drive like this. I drive with my right and left foot. That way I can accelerate and brake at the same time, like Grandma does. Alright, let me throw all this stuff together and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay folks, this is all together. This is steering stem adapted, reinforced pivot point, if you see. Reinforced drag link, mounted the power or the rack and pinion, put in the electric power steering unit, set up the pivot, did the mounting brackets for both brake pedals, didn't finish them, did the bracket and everything for the accelerator pedal. I don't have it attached yet. I'm too close to show you this. This is my tilt wheel. It goes from down in my lap to up out of the road. I can't get back far enough to show you. But I thought about making notches and everything. I ended up putting a slot in that, and that right there locks it. And so far it doesn't move. This is the wheel that I made. Still need to get the plastic on it, whether it be spray or dip or whatever it is. But columns done, including tilt wheel. Pedal mounts are all done. I still have to finalize the pedals. This is a culmination of about a day and a half's worth of work, and I think I'm heading in for the day. This is enough. Almost have controls done. I mean, that's a big battle to get steering, brakes, accelerator. The next, I'm trying to think what's next on the agenda. Finish out the pedals, of course. Once I have the pedals finalized, I might actually drive it. I still have to hook. I have to hook the coolant lines back up. The coolant lines have to be hooked up. The air filter needs cleaned desperately. You can see where I moved my air cleaner forward. Oh, I know another thing I have to do was control the shifter. Because I moved this air box, the shifter was mounted on the air box. What I've got to do is I got to put the rod back on for the shifter. I'm going to run up to here, and I'm going to run a pivot either through this area or through this area, whichever makes it easier for me to get to, because I'm going to mount the shifter right beside my seat. And at some point, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to use I'd like to use the old gate, but getting the lever lengths and everything to jive where all of the gates are and that is going to be almost impossible. So I'll probably come up with my own shifting gate. I don't know whether I'll incorporate it into the tunnel that goes over everything or have it separate. But the shifter is going to be right by my hand. That's it for today.